Okay, so I got a Chevy Astrovan here, the starter, which is down. It's very difficult to see. You can't see from the top, so we'll go to the bottom. It's not working. So I tried to start it here, and as you can see, I'm just turning it, and there's nothing, right? So how do I start it? Starter's going out. Well, obviously I got to get down underneath the car and tap on it and get that thing started. So here's the Chevy Astrovan, and right there where that little mat is, that's where the starter is, and I'll get down there and show you. I put a pizza box and that little mat so I'm not sitting on nothing because I'm cheap, and this thing only costs like $1. Okay, so here's the tire. As you come down, remember there's the tire. As you come down through here, you'll start to see all this. You'll see the wheel well here. Again, the tire axle, right? So you just right here, beyond the tire, you'll see this thing. This is your starter. So it's right there. I mean, you can literally reach it. So this is what it looks like. Sorry, it's a little tight down here. This big piece that I pointed at is not your starter. It's this piece next to it. So this is your starter right here. This big fun looking thing. And then all the wires and cables for the starter here coming up, going out to the battery. So I checked all these cables here, and you know, they're pretty good. They're not horribly out of shape, but in either case they're not the cause. They're not the cause. So the way that I'm going to get this thing started is I'm going to tap on this, but that's not always feasible. So you tap on it, and you know, you reach down here and you just whack it. You got some areas right here that are kind of clear spots. That's where I was pounding on it earlier. You don't pound on the little one up there. You pound on this big one right here. Right there, right about where you see that. You just hit it with a wrench or, you know, hammer or something. But this is where we're going to concentrate right now. These things here, these two cables. See that silver piece right here? Oh man, it's so tight. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to show you, but I can't even move. Hold on, let me crawl under further. Okay, so see this cable here, right here. See that little metal piece right there? That metal piece is what you're going to clamp onto using a remote starter, a remote ignition switch, basically. In addition to clamping onto that, because you have two clamps, you're going to clamp onto this little tiny bolt. So a combination of clamping onto that little bolt right there and this metal piece right here is going to allow you to start the vehicle remotely. So while you're under here trying to pound on this and tap on it, you can't be in the seat inside the vehicle starting the vehicle, because you're doing two things. So it's going to be difficult. So what I'm going to do, again, not very much room to move down here, so sorry about the shaking camera. We're going to go ahead and take, this is a cable, right? You just kind of push this thing back, and once you push it back, you'll be able to see that little thing there. So I'll push that back here. Sorry. Okay, so now it's exposed, so you can actually see it. And again, I'm going to go ahead and clamp this onto that metal piece. I'll go ahead and reach up here, and I'm going to clamp this to this. Okay, so now it's clamped. Now I'm going to take the other side, the other piece, push that back. Simple, just push it back. And I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna clamp it onto that bolt that we were discussing earlier. Which is kind of hard to see, but that bolt right there. Probably did it backwards here, probably should have done it the other way, but just clamp it right onto that little bolt right there. You can't see it. Okay, so now it's clamped. See? They're both clamped. Okay, so now that we got them clamped, I'm going to hit this, and at the same time, this is the actual handle for the remote starter. Again, the vehicle is not going to start even if I use this remote starter. Even if I click the button, see that? That's like this pulling the ignition switch. It's not going to start because I have to hit that at the same time as I pull this trigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my little wrench. Simple little wrench will do, something like this. And so I got this here, and I got this, and I'm gonna hit it. See, if I just hit it like that, just by itself, it's not gonna do anything. If I pull this trigger by itself, it's not gonna do anything. But if you do both at the same time, voila, you got a car that starts. Take those off. Crawl your butt out from underneath your car before you burn yourself. Okay. So what I used was an Actron remote starter switch. You can buy it for like $10 to $15 at pretty much anywhere. They all sell it. That's what it looks like. It's got these two deals here. Like I stated, you just clamp this piece on. It's got two of them. So you just clamp these on to the starter exactly where I showed you. You go down there, you have this ready. You grab anything. It could be one of these. It could be this is a pretty heavy duty one, so you know, I probably don't want to use that and mess it up, but that's all I had right now, and I couldn't start my car, so yeah, it's like 15 bucks for one of these. Just have it in your car. You may never ever need it, but if you do need it, you got it. So I mean, it's worth having. Don't leave it at home though. Leave it in your car, because that's where you're going to need it if you ever need it. If your starter goes out one day and you're just like, holy crap, my starter went out, you're going to need it. So this was for a Chevy Astrovan. Other vehicles are going to be a little bit different, I'm sure. So you just have to check your vehicle, see where the starter is, and they pretty much look the same. Just put them on the same different spots, the bolt and then the other ground there, and should be good to go. So if anybody have any questions, go ahead and put in the comments there at the bottom, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. Good luck. Bye.